Hello students, welcome to your software engineering class. In the previous session, I have discussed about DFD, how to develop DFD, what are the symbol used in DFD and how to balance a DFD. In this session, I will explain a example of a software, how to develop a DFD for that software and what are the drawbacks or shortcoming of DFD. After completion of this video class, you will able to draw DFD for any software. So let's start. Contents of this video is DFD of RMS calculating software. Means in this session I will discuss about DFD of RMS root mean square calculating software and shortcoming of DFD. DFD. A data flow diagram is a graphical representation of the flow of data through an information system. A DFD also provides information about the input and output of each entity and the process itself. Means DFD is the graphical representation of any system. It is a graphical representation of all the function that are in SRS document. Okay, what are the function and what are the data input to the function, what will be the output of that function that are in DFD. From the DFD, the programmer can easily implement in the programming code. So DFD is the output of structured analysis. Okay. Example 1, RMS calculating software. Means this is an example where we are developing a DFD for RMS calculating software. Consider a software called RMS calculating software. Means the software will calculate root mean square value. Reads 3 integer in the range of -1000 and +1000. Means the software will accept 3 value within -1000 to +1000. Find out the root mean square RMS of the 3 input number. Means it will find out the root mean square of the 3 value. The formula is a square plus b square plus c square root over by 1 by 3. That is the root mean square. And then it will display the result. So this is the gist of the software. Means these the functions of the software. Okay. The next is we have to develop the level 0 diagram or context diagram. The context diagram is simple to develop. The system accepts 3 integers from the user and return the result to him. Means this is the main objective of the software. In level 0 or in context diagram, we represent the main objective of the software or the abstract version of the software. So the RMS accept 3 integer from the user. Here user is the external entity. It gives 3 number to the system and the system will return the result. So the diagram will be, so this one is the context diagram. Here the user is the external entity and the system is compute RMS is the process. It takes the data item. Okay. The system will take 3 data item. Okay. And the system will return the result. So this is the context diagram or level 0 diagram. Then next, accept input number from the user. Means in the next label, the function R, it will accept 3 number, then validate the number, then calculate the root mean square of the input number and display the result. Means there will be 4 function. First it will accept the 3 number, then validate the number, means it will check the number is in between minus 1000 to plus 1000. Then it will calculate the root mean square by using the formula, then it will display the result. These are the 4 functions in the next label. Okay, this is the label 1 DFD. In label 1 DFD, the first function is, in label 1, this is the first function, read number. Okay, and the numbering value is 0.1. In context diagram, that is 0. Then the next is 0. In label 1, the bubble number will be 0.1. Okay, then first function is read number, then second function is validate number, and the third one is compute RMS. Okay, compute RMS is 0.3 and 0.4 is display functions. Means there will be 4 main function. Again this function will decompose in label 2 diagram. So let's discuss about that. This is label 2. In label 2, this is first read number, means 0.1.1. Okay, it will accept number and it will give the number to the next process, to the next function, that is validate. Okay, so in the validate function, it will check if the number ABC is within between minus 1000 to plus 1000. If the number are in between this, then the number are valid number and it will go to the next process. If the number is not a valid number, then it will show an error message. Okay, then in third process, if the number are validate, then it will come to the third process, and in third process the system will calculate the root mean square. Okay, so in root mean square, it accept 3 value ABC. First it will calculate the square of ABC, a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, then the sum is, let the sum will be x, then x will go to the next process and we compute, here the system will compute root x. Root x is let y, then it compute y by the mean value, y by 3. Okay, in the third process 0.3.3. so it is the decomposition of 0.3 bubbles, so it is number as 0.3.1, 0.3.2 and 0.3.3. Okay, after computing y by 3, y is the value of root x. After computing y by 3, it will display the result. It goes to the result process. Okay, this is the result process. Okay, this is the result process. So if the number is, after calculating the root mean square, it display the value. Okay, in the validated function, if the number are not valid, then it will come to this process and display error. Okay, this invalid number come to this process and it will display the error message. So these are the decomposition of label 1 diagram. This is label 2 diagram. So this is all about the DFD diagram of RMS software, and this is data dictionary. Data dictionary means the explanation of each data used in the DFD. It is discussed in the previous session. In the previous video class, I have discussed about data dictionary. In data dictionary, you have to write all the data used in DFD. So data dictionary for RMS software, here I have explained what are the value, what is ABC are integer, input by input number. Okay, then valid number, the valid number is between minus 1000 to 1000. Okay, then error is a string. Okay, error message is a string, means the data that are used in DFD is explained in the data dictionary. So this is all about the DFD for root mean square software. So you can also develop for any software. We have to develop in this process. First of all, we have to develop the level 0 diagram, means the context diagram. Then level 1 diagram means the main functions. Then in level 2 diagram, you decompose the function. So this is the process of developing DFD. Next, shortcoming of the DFD model. What are the drawbacks of DFD? DFD model suffer from several shortcomings. DFD leave ample scope to be imprecise. In a DFD model, we infer about the function performed by a bubble from its label. Means in a DFD, it is not precisely described. Okay, we judge the bubble through its name. A label may not capture all the functionality of a bubble. Means the label, the function's name, the process name, the bubble name doesn't describe all the functionality of the function. For example, a bubble name find book position has only intuitive meaning, does not specify several things. Means if the process name is find book position, we can easily understand that the process is searching the position of the book in a library. But what happens when some input information is missing or is incorrect? Okay, does not convey anything regarding what happens when book is not found, or what happens if there are books by different author with the same book title. Means these are not in the bubble name. We cannot know about these things. So the DFD is imprecise. We cannot know all about the function from that function name. Then next drawback is control information is not represent. Means for instance, order in which input are consumed and output are produced is not specified. Means in which order the input will given to the system, or in which order the output will produce from the system, we cannot understand from the DFD. Okay. Then the next drawback is the way decomposition is carried out to arrive at the successive label of a DFD is subjective. The ultimate label to which decomposition is carried out is subjective, depend on the choice of judgment of the analyst. Even for the same problem, several alternative DFD representation are possible. Many times it is not possible to say which DFD representation is superior or preferable. Means we cannot decide how many times the function should be divided into subfunctions. Okay, It depends upon the software analyst how many times he or she decomposed the function into sub functions. Means many engineers can do many type of DFD for the same problem. Okay, so we cannot decide which DFD is good or which DFD is preferable. Means there is no law or the DFD is not describe how many times we can decompose a function. DFD technique does not provide any clear guidance as to how exactly one should go about decomposing a functions. Okay, there is no guideline that how many times should a function should decompose. One has to use subjective judgment to carry out decomposition. Means it only depend on the software analyst judgment how many times he will decompose the function. Structured analysis technique do not specify when to stop a decomposition process, to what length decomposition need to be carried out. So the structured analysis doesn't specify that how many times we divide the function into sub functions. This is the main drawback of the DFD. Okay, these are the main drawbacks of DFD. But DFD is widely used in software development organization. So in this session I have discussed how to develop DFD for a root mean square software and what are the drawback of DFD. Thank you.